Welcome everyone to a new episode of Business Spotlight. Today with me, I have Cynthia Sender from CareAssist Services. She's gonna tell us about how the home care business has been evolving through COVID. Cynthia, welcome. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about CareAssist?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Hala, for having me today. A little bit about myself. I have a kind of unique background in that I actually studied gerontology at USC, which is kind of the premier institution in the field of aging and gerontology. And so I'm actually referred to as a gerontologist. And what that means is I bring a specific expertise to the table when I'm representing my business and talking with families and dealing with giving care to clients.
Oh, perfect. So can you tell me more about how do you help the elderly, specifically when it comes to home care?
Yes, so my specific role is I am a person who meets with the family members or the individual themselves, depending on who called for the consultation. Mm-hmm. And I will go out and make an initial assessment, a professional assessment that we look at the home environment, the family structure, the safety of the home, what their needs are, what their competencies are, and where they may be lacking and how we can help fulfill those gaps. For example, maybe they need help dressing in the morning and showering. Maybe they need help with meals. Maybe they are not ambulatory and they literally need someone to help them out of bed and to carry on throughout the day. So that's kind of the broad brush of what I do.
Oh, that's amazing. So you go and assess the situation first and then give recommendation on what needs to be done next.
Exactly. So what we would typically do is the family's usually going to be in some sort of crisis. Typically, people wait to make these decisions for whatever reason. And when they're calling, there's usually a reason. There might have been a recent fall. There might have been a surgery, a discharge from rehab, or there's dementia. And a lot of times dementia in a mild to moderate stage can be managed effectively at home with proper care in place. So there's usually a situation that has arisen. Triggered, yes, there's a trigger, and that's why I'm called.
Okay, and you mentioned earlier safety, so to make sure that they are in a safe environment and you go and assess that. But COVID has put a complete different aspect to things. So tell me, how did home care change and what are the safety measures that you are ensuring to make sure that your elderly are kept safe?
Oh, that is such an interesting question. Obviously, those changes came about so rapidly. I'm very fortunate because with CareAssist Services, we are actually partners in a network called Honor Care. Mm-hmm. And with the Honor Care partnership, what that brings to us is additional structure and operation support. They immediately assisted all of the companies involved to obtain masks and personal protective equipment, PPE, which was not really available at that time. So we were able to implement a mask program where every single client visit has a fresh mask and gloves. And by that, we have been able to keep our clients and caregivers safe. We have had no outbreaks within our ranks. We're very proud of that effort. And we continue with the mask program because, as we all know, COVID's still out there.
Sorry. Yep.
The elderly are still vulnerable. I personally don't think the mask program is going to go away for a long time because it does add that additional layer of comfort and support.
Yes, absolutely. So that's amazing that you didn't have any outbreaks. That really is a proof that you are doing all the due diligence to ensure that everything is done safe. So speaking of that, how do you keep those communication lines between the elderly, their families? If anything happens, how do you track that? Because you have teams everywhere.
Yeah, that's interesting. So another fantastic aspect of our Honor Care partnership is they are an operations and technology platform, essentially. And what they provide to us is proprietary communications tools whereby the caregivers receive their assignments and check in through their app.
Nice.
And the families also have the ability to view all of the care notes and communications in the family portal. So the caregivers will log in, they have to take their temperature before a visit, and they have to log it. So there are other additional criteria besides the masks. But along the communications lines, we are all connected through the technology platform, and everything is in real time. So nobody has to call an office to get information. They just simply need to access their account. It's really brilliant.
That's amazing. So in real time, people can check who's where, what they're doing, what's their temperature.
Exactly. Anything listed in the care notes.
Immediately, how long did it take you to implement those changes to ensure that everything's set up properly?
I think as soon as COVID started, we started seeing what was happening. The first aspect was the mask program. Very quickly after that, we implemented the additional measures such as taking temperatures, logging before visits, also restaffing visits. If a caregiver says they don't feel well, it doesn't matter why, they are not going to work. They won't be, quote, dinged for their, not being able to work. And that's really important because we wouldn't want to jeopardize either side, either the caregiver and their family or the client if somebody isn't well.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for all this work that you do. It's amazing, and kudos to you and to your company for being on top of things and ensuring safety and good care for our elderly citizens who are the most at risk in these unfortunate times. So, so finally, Cynthia, if somebody needs home care, what's the best way to reach you, and what's the best approach?
Yes, well, I think the best way is probably with our office phone number, which is 949-276-8413. We also have a great website where people can chat to us through the website, which is CareAssistServices.net. And there's always a live person who will answer the phone. And the website, you can contact us. We'll get the information immediately. Those are the best ways. We're members of a number of organizations throughout Orange County. So we do work with a lot of preferred providers of other senior services. So a lot of people do trust those networks to make those decisions.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And I will share all the information in the text of the post so that people can have easy access and they can reach out if they need to help someone elderly in their family or someone they know of that could need home care. Thank you so much, Cynthia, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Hala. Okay. Bye-bye.